Hello, hello, hello chaps, it's turn 39 and we found another site. This is just a +1 water gem site over here, and let's see what else happened. Atlantis saw my messages from the previous turn and has now decided not to raid me, but he wants to know who I'm fighting. Who am I fighting? Well, if he's not going to raid me, I may as well tell him. Getting into a bit of a scrap with Mashaka, but we're far away from each other with a small border, which is true. You never want to be the guy who's already busy fighting someone else and about to get into a fight. Atlantis will soon find out anyway. That's pretty annoying. I hadn't thought about the Atlantis angle. If he's willing to raid the shorelines, he might actually use these forts as a reason to go up here onto the shorelines, and I'll have to defend this shore against Atlantis. That would be very annoying. But Pelagia is probably more of a threat to me. I don't know much about Pelagia, but Hippocampus and Pearlguard. So that's fully aquatic. Sideraspist. That's just 15 armor, 15 protection. That's not so bad. Shore fighter 10. Do they have any explorers? Okay, so these can go on land, but they're nothing. They sometimes have communions, but they're nothing special. Shore commanders. Okay, they've got 80 gold communion slaves. These guys are fully aquatic, but you can give them items to breathe on the shore. I don't know. I don't know if Pelagia's a huge threat. I was unimpressed by how slow he was about killing these indies. Anyhow, the real story of this turn is that finally, for real, I'm actually kicking off the war against Mashaka, for real this time. And here you have it. A crap ton of the demons. An absolute crap ton of them. All with at least +1 morale modifier. Some with a lot more, like these guys. We've got Animate Skeleton going on. Oh, that's shit. We've got Flame Ward, Divine Blessing, Maws of the Earth. So I'm putting this guy right at the front, summoning Earth Power, then attacking for a turn, and then Maws of the Earth 3 times. So that should be pretty good. This guy is casting Bloodlust. Let's put him here where he'll be a bit more safe. Bloodlust. I mean, imagine trying to cast Strength of Giants on all of these guys. Total pain in the ass. We're just going to cast Bloodlust. Amazing. And you can only cast one strength boosting spell in battle. They don't stack, by the way. Horde of Skeletons. So we basically got Flame Ward, Horde of Skeletons, and Maws of the Earth. We've got some more Maws of the Earth over here. And we have some backup gems for these spells on a commander. I might actually split this. What? Where's my commander with the gems? Have I gone mad? I thought I had a commander here with gems. He was carrying gems. Okay, it's this guy. And he's carrying a few too many. It's a bit risky to put your eggs in one basket like that. I thought it was a... so I'm going to give them to this guy as well. There we are. Might as well splurge a bit more on the Earth Gems. And yeah, so this guy is now empowered in blood, but horror mark, that's annoying. He probably won't die for a while though. Summoning Shikome. She's going to stay there and summon Shikome. Actually, she's going to stay there and research. Because I've now decided that I have enough troops in this whole area. Instead, the Shikome summoning is going to go on over here somewhere. Next turn it will. This turn, I don't know. One of these guys can summon some Shikome with these items. And the turn after that, it'll be in this fort. And I don't really know what else to say. Yes, Rus has the Eyes of God. And that allows you, I'm pretty sure, Oh, patrolling units will find it easier to find enemy scouts. Historic records for all nations can be accessed. Okay, so that's what I thought it was. So he knows that this is going on. 620 research per turn. He knows... He can look at me and see, okay, my income's bad. My forts are kind of numerous, but they're palisades. Province count is high, and he can also see that on the map. But what might really spook him is the gem income and the research. Because I wouldn't be surprised if I'm the single strongest... Actually, is probably ahead of me. But army size, research, gem income, maybe Dominion, I'm probably like vastly far ahead of maybe anyone else. I wouldn't be surprised already. Because I had a monstrous expansion, literally, followed by a whole load of just pure indulgence in like economic things, like spamming temples and research items. So now I'm really strong. I'm building a couple more temples. I've got one up here now to take advantage of this unrest. Gonna build one here, building one here this turn. That's nice. And the Shikome are really something. I don't know why. I mean, I originally thought they weren't good, but they're double attack berserkers with some resistances. You know, and they're free. I think they are free, right? Good. And they can kill shit. Right, this is 16 damage. You can buff them with Bloodlust, which I am going to be doing, of course. In fact, maybe this guy, because he's Blood 2. Maybe I need to bring him over to cast Bloodlust in a bit, like over here, and he can be the Bloodlust caster, just because he's Blood 2. The other Bloodlust caster, I should say. So yeah, Roos is going to see me probably dumpstering Mashaka. I'm fairly confident about that. Oh dear. I don't want to play in into Ur's hands. I don't want to make stronger. Oh wait. Wait, that's not That's Ulm. What? I thought this was... What? Ulm's... Ulm? Ulm is now gigantic. He's over here and over here? What is going on? Well, if they're fighting each other, they're not going to take this throne anytime soon. So I may as well send these guys out to scout. Cripes, though. Anyway, patrolling units will have an easier time finding enemy scouts. So I'm going to move this guy out of the capital. He's just begging to be caught. I'm going to move this guy out of this fort. And I guess these guys are safe. There's not much here. I'll move them here. This guy here, though. Also, Bird raided this province, but I kind of like Bird. They're cute. It's cute that they're still playing, unless this is an AI. Did he go AI finally? No. AI Xibalba is still not dead. I find that strange. But that's really the end of this turn. Not much to report. You know, this army's a big deal, but we'll see it. We'll see it in battle pretty soon, I reckon. So, that's turn 39. See you chaps next time. Hello, chaps. I think it's turn 40 or something. Lost a sorcerer, but regained his alcohol there. Hello, turn 40. Totally ran out of gold. Had enough to build a temple, but even had to stop building Dione. So, pretty bleak stuff, gold-wise. And there was a change. There has been an alteration in the diplomacy. Well, Mashaka said, "Hey, you ready to rumble? Can I have my provinces back, or do you want to disengage?" I can't remember what he said actually, but something like that. Something like he wants these provinces back, and then he'll leave me alone. But he might then attack me if Hinnom attacks me and does well or something. So I didn't really agree to a deal with him because he might just attack me anyway in a bit. Oh yes, Hinnom has broken our NEP. So he and I are going to be duking it out starting from turn 43. And I feel pretty prepared. I feel like I don't know what he's going to be able to do. He's got his golden idol and some forest giants. This is so funny. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, I actually forgot to send people here. Bloody India tax, they're getting quite annoying. I'm casting Voice of Tiamat this turn on this province. So it'll get me air and water sites. I guess I already searched for fire and earth, but whatever. It's probably time for me to empower someone. This guy doesn't need to be moving. It's It's time for me to empower someone in Astral, I think, because I'm not finding any buyers for all of my Astral gems. I only need 2 Astral empowers to get them up to Astral 2, Earth 2, and then I can get them up to Astral 4, which is useful for... Well, I wouldn't want to waste it. I wouldn't want to risk an empowered mage on mind hunting, because it can feeble mind you. But you know, it can summon golems eventually. It can cast anti-magic, which has got to be good, especially against solar rays. Does Hinnom actually have the Hinnom? Where is Hinnom? Does Hinnom have the Fire Astral Crosspath? Because if he does, then he can cast solar rays. He can have it, but it's very unlikely off those guys. He doesn't have it on Melkarts, doesn't have it on these guys, doesn't have it on these guys. So it looks like he doesn't have the Fire Astral Crosspath. But there is a possibility. There's a 1 in 120 possibility, so I don't need to really worry about that. But it would totally wreck a stack of Kooni, unless I have mass regen. Do I have... How long till I get that? Quite a long time till I get mass regeneration. I also don't have a nature mage who can do that yet. So yes, our research is now up to a massive 837. Hinnom said he was breaking his NAP with me just because he can't allow me to keep getting away with it, which is true. Anyhow, from what I've seen of him struggling against Zion, I feel pretty optimistic. I feel like I'm going to crush him over here and probably take Zion. That leaves 2 theatres of war. One is over here. I don't want to lose this place because I'm getting some nice free spawn. Oh, I definitely don't want to lose this province because of its 4 death gems. So I'll have to put a lot into this area. And the other is this place. That's a fair amount of gold that we have there. I probably need to move this guy. Yeah, I need to move some people over. They're not even moving that quickly. Okay. Definitely need to stop reinforcing that arena of things. Got a lot of mages over here. I think these are all generated this turn, so these masks are quite useful. Maybe I can go easier though on the fire and earth gems, because I'm not going to be fighting so soon. So there is that. I might make another mask instead. Or I might just put the fire gems onto these other places. I need a couple of good mages over here. I'm going to move her here and then transform her. The Yama Uber is the one with lots of fire, isn't it? Except, no, it's actually, that's the water one. I'm going to make another water one. Just because they can make water elementals, and I might need water elementals to kill Melkarts. Fire won't be so effective against Melkarts. Evocation. In 2 turns I will actually have Banefire. That's pretty good. Maybe... Nah, I have time to upgrade this to a full Hanya. She can go too. I want a greater Hanya over here. This guy's still doing some blood hunting. Might move her over here as well. Anyhow, that's turn 40. Not much to report. Basically, I'm going to try and avoid fighting with Shaka, but I've made a big mistake of recruiting him effectively into my forces here. I don't know, if I go... Here's the thing. If you look at the map, he's probably bound to attack me. I think he's going to be sensible and attack me instead of Hinnom. Firstly, because I attacked him first, and secondly, because I'm more powerful than Hinnom, so I'm more of a threat. And yeah, I guess those are the 2 reasons. Now, Hinnom has Zion, which is more tempting for Mashaka to acquire, but I want to acquire it for myself. So I'm quite likely to attack it. The problem is that forces Hinnom to attack me instead of him. And maybe Atlantis will even attack me because of that. I mean, Atlantis attacks Hinnom for some reason. I don't know why. It's very funny. But anyway, hopefully I'm just strong enough to take on 3 players at once. It wouldn't be surprising with the amount of research I have. The gold, though, has really fallen off. So I want to move here, then here for turn 42. Wait, I don't want to move there. I want to move there, so that next turn I can move, which is turn 41, I can issue a command to be here on turn 42. And then next turn I can go here. And then I'll just march straight towards Hinnom with this whole army. Which is a long march, but, you know, I want to play kind of defensively as well. I think I'll ignore Zion, because attacking it will just bait Mashaka into attacking it as well. I might also leave some of my fire mages at home because I only really need them against Mashaka. Anyway, turn 40. That's all there is to say. Another thing I can do is train a bunch of Shikome, and I don't have to decide where to train them yet. I have the mages to train them on all 3 fronts, so that's really a choice. It's a quick reinforcement option, so to speak. Anyhow, that's turn 40. See you chaps next time. I'm rearranging this army, and I thought I should do this as a little video before the main turn video. And this is what 1,000 demons looks like. 2,000 siege strength, 1,000 supply usage, 490 supplies, I guess they're going to eat those in, and 1,055 units. So there's some I haven't taken off the commanders yet. Oh my goodness, I'm rearranging all of this. So yeah, 1,052 demons and undead. Hello chaps, it's turn 41. And I'm not feeling too prepared against Hinnom. Mashaka's moved his army down here, so he'll be probably taking these provinces as well, but then moving to attack me. So this is clearly a statement of intent to continue in this area. Which means I have to continue in this area. Now, I don't need as many troops to fight Hinnom as I do to fight Mashaka, so I'm leaving quite a few inside here. Oh, it doesn't show the garrison when you press Y. Quite a few, especially I'm leaving the bigger ones, who will have an easier time hitting these lion warriors. Mostly I'm taking Kooni on with this army, and I feel like I won't need like specific ways to kill Melkarts. I won't need high damage troops for that because I will have 4 of these guys, and I've taken off their fire gems as well because we're not fighting Mashaka with them. With 4 of these ones, we will soon be able to cast Bane Fire because I'm researching Evocation 6 next turn, so that'll be nice. I'm going to try it again with the sneaking troops. I let them die without much comment earlier, but that's just because they were taking up upkeep. I'm now training a Dione again, but we're not able to train anything else. Not at the same time as maintaining Dione production. Death income, I've run out of death gems. Not too hard. I am making Shikome here. I'm making, a Helmet of Heroes here. I'm making another pair of leadership items. I'm making, I'm casting Greater Hanya Pact over here. Maybe I should cancel that. I actually need so many death gems right now. But no, Greater Hanyas are very good, so I'll continue doing that. I'm reviving a Mound King, that's good. Making a Frost Brand. I don't really need water gems right now. I'm making 2 Yama Ubers. Now, I didn't like them because of their pop kill, but they will be able to use extra gems to summon full-size water elementals, which should be pretty good against Melkarts. So over on this, so there's now 4 Theatres of War, basically. There's this one against Mashaka, which will open up maybe in 4 turns, 2 turns, I don't know how long. There's this one over here against Hinnom, which I'm supremely confident about because I just have so many mages and so many troops. Like, look at that. This is 510 plus. It's more like, ow, it's about 850 Kooni, and they're going to have Bloodlust to boost their strength, and they have morale items boosting their morale. So Kooni with boosted strength and morale. Actually, this enemy doesn't have Heat Aura, so I can put an Earth Gem or 2 on this guy and cast End of Weakness. I'm training some like stealthy recruits. I'm making a familiar, which is like a stealthy nature scout. I don't know if that's in the base game or if it's the DE mod, but that familiar will bring some replacement gems along, and I'll also put some on these commanders. I guess why not? Might as well give them some fire gems just in case I do decide to do fire stuff. Hang on. I can cast Darkness, can't I? And Wailing Winds. So Wailing Winds, I think I'll keep my Air Dione here. Where is he? He's going to stay there against Mashaka, and I think I have another Air Dione somewhere. This guy. So they can cast Wailing Winds. I don't need to do it right now, but I will have it next turn, won't I? Yeah, next turn. I'll have access to Wailing Winds. I'm also making a Skull Staff, so I can make sure that the Air Random Dione can cast it. But wasn't there Darkness? What's Darkness at? So I can also cast Darkness. And I should really be casting Darkness. It's a very, very good spell. It'll totally screw over the Melkarts and Rephite warriors. Looks like he's not using so many of them. He's actually using archers, which is going to be a good choice. He's mostly using Avite swordsmen, which will get wrecked by Cohen. What was I going to say? Darkness. I need to cancel one of my uses of death gems. So I don't need to summon Chikome too urgently here, because I have enough death mages to summon more as a surprise. Like on demand, I don't need to do it ahead of time. I want to give someone Darkness. This guy can cast Darkness with 4 death gems, and this guy can carry the replacement 4 death gems. So if I think things are going to be hard, I'll cast Darkness. And same goes against Mashaka. I actually totally forgot about that spell. Now I feel a lot better about these battles, because neither of them have a Spirit Sight or low light vision bless. And they're reliant on hitting things in melee for most of their damage. I think Darkness will even reduce the precision of the Pygmy Archers, which is going to be moderately useful. Otherwise I have so many troops. And then a fort choke point that I might be defending against Mashaka, that might not help much either. But I'll have Darkness, I'll have Wailing Winds. Yeah, I feel a lot more confident about it now. So, I have loads of troops and mages against these 2 armies. So, well, I don't know. I might just ignore this army and head straight for Hinnom's capital along this whole path. I want to knock Hinnom out of the game now. But there's 2 other areas. So there's this sphere. Okay, so it looks like he doesn't have that much. He's got a golden idol. It's just a scales build. Heavy scales. He's got some forest giants. I guess they hit hard. I'm going to send this mage here, and it's not actually to raid the subsequent province, because he'll probably put some people with magic weapons and fire resistance in these provinces, because Hinnom just has that to recruit. But I'm just going to do it to like put some strain on him and say, I've got to move people around defensively because I can see a mage there. That's the idea. And over here I have this quite numerous. I'll have 2 water guys summoning water elementals. Now let's... Is this a Chinaman? Hello? Hello? Ah yes. Ah yes, it's the Chinese. Yes, this is actually that's my niece. But I'm going to have to hang up on her now, because I'm busy. Right. She wants me to come back to Shandong, but I'm too comfortable in Britain. I've almost forgotten how to speak Chinese as well. Anyway, I've got Horde Skeletons, I've got like fire shit, and I've got Skeletons, Banefire, Fire Elementals, Water Elementals. It should kill shit. It should kill shit pretty well. So I'm confident over here, and over here I'm still ignoring my Pretender God. I should probably do something with this guy. I mean, he's a Berserking Titan with a Regen Bless, and some free shit. A Berserking Sacred Titan. I should probably do something with him, but I think I'm just going to ignore him for now. Because I'll be able to... I want to gear him up in Construction 6 stuff. I don't really care about this. lower level stuff. I'll get him to forge a Earth Boots. Moors of the Earth is the other thing I'm doing in this game. I've got Moors of the Earth going on. It'll be useful maybe defending against Lion Warriors in this fortress as well. And it's just nice to have Earth Boots, I guess. It's not like I'm spending the Earth Gems on anything else. Although I could probably... What can I summon? Someone's going to have this already. Trolls are just more chaff, I don't really need them. Full Bears are ethereal, but my enemies have magic weapons. The Chthonic Spirit can only be cast in caves. Army of Kobolds, what on earth? Is that worth it? Kobold Riders, what a joke, man. Yeah, there's nothing really important that I should be using this. Oh, Iron Will would be quite important. Just to self-buff. I want my people to have... my Dione to have access to extra magic resistance, that's for sure. Should have done that a while back. And that's turn 41. There's not really anything more to say. So, see you chaps next time. Hello, hello, hello chaps. It's turn 42. And this is the turn that we invade Hinnom. Although he's the one that cancelled the NOP with me, so it's a bit ironic that I'm the one to make the first move, it looks like. Here's my army. It spawned another 21 Koani last turn, so that's quite nice. A nice little 500... and 10, 700, 600, over 600 Koani. Decent mage support with Bloodlust, Horde of Skeletons, and some fire spells, whatever. Over here we have some raiding going on, just with demons and undead here. Over here we have fewer demons and undead, but some water elementals. I'll move them out to the sides, actually. Just in case he brings some strong opposition. And over here we just have a smaller amount of mages and undead, so even less impressive over here. In fact, I might move those guys back. Over here I'm raiding this province with this guy, just some fire elementals, and behind him is some more serious troops like this lot and this lot. That's actually a pretty big force. They must have some good siege strength. It says 353 siege strength here. Maybe I'll ignore Hinnom and actually go right on top of here. The problem is that if I take this palisades down, it incites Roost to attack me. I'm actually going to leave this palisade standing just because I don't want Roost to attack me too early while I'm still fighting Hinnom. So I'm actually going to move everyone here. Who's getting here first? Oh, okay. Well, this is overdoing it, I think. I don't want to... If they get countered by someone with fire resistance and a magical weapon, I don't want to have 3 of them there. 1 is good enough. So I'm going to send them there. So these guys are just going to move defensively into this province to defend it from a raid. This guy is going to become our next empowered blood hunter. Amazingly, one of my blood hunters actually captured 6 blood slaves in this province with all of that unrest, which is quite incredible to me. So we're increasing our unrest with blood hunting, and I actually got 2 monster boar events this turn. So that's quite nice, because it's bad for gold, but it's good for Koani spawns. I don't know how much unrest you can gain from turmoil scales, but I think, I mean, not unrest. Right, so with this ability, they will only come if there is unrest or a turmoil scale in the province. The higher the unrest and turmoil, the greater the chance. So I'm not sure if unrest in addition to turmoil 3 actually increases your Koani spawn. Honestly, I should really know that. That's quite an important thing to know. But it's just your typical Ilwinter thing. They don't explain at all. Well, it just doesn't explain. So I'm going to ask on the Discord, and hopefully I get a more... I just don't know. Maybe this turmoil is benefiting my spawn, and maybe it isn't. I have absolutely no idea. But I did get a fair amount of Koani off these guys. I got 21, and I think it was 21 in this province actually. Or was it 21 here? I can't remember. Doesn't matter. That's basically the turn. So Mashaka's army is down here. My scout died to PD here. I've got some good scouting elsewhere, though. Not much more to say. That's turn 42. We'll see what happens. And I'm keeping a lot of troops in this fort to deal with Mashaka trying to backstab me, in case that happens. But even without those marching on Hinnom, I feel pretty confident. So, see you chaps next time. That's turn 42. Hello, hello, hello chaps. It's turn 43. And I began my war with Hinnom. He actually sent me a message saying I'd attacked a turn early, compared to how the NAP should have gone. But I think, from my point of view, he misunderstood that. And he seemed to see what I was getting at, what I explained, so he's not annoyed. It's just kind of annoying that I got a turn's head start on him. It's kind of unfair. Oh well. So, we got back this province from Bird, and we raided some province defense of Hinnom, took one province. So here we ran into his army, which was unfortunate. Lost 2 of these, which is pretty bad. Lost 2 of these, which is not so important. And lost 1 of these, which is pretty bad. Along with some unimportant chaff. So it's kind of painful to lose 3 powerful mages and 1 mediocre mage. Fortunately, he did lose a fairly powerful mage himself, along with some unimportant chaff. I'm not sure how he lost all of those. Maybe it was to water elementals. Yeah, I summoned 4 water elementals, so maybe that's how he lost them. So it's nice that at least it wasn't a total wipeout. Right, 3 mages for 1 and 35 troops for 16. It's not so bad. Could be worse. How did he lose the... I'm not sure how he lost 1 of these adepts, though. Let's see what happened. Maybe 1 of them got killed by a heat aura. That must have been what happened. What the hell was that? So someone died here to an evocation. I didn't see who it was, though. I didn't see who cast it. So it's this guy, right? Iron skin. Okay, so there's a horror that spawned over here because he did Hell Power. Maybe that's why he lost quite a few of his guys. I think that's horror from Hell Power. This guy cast Hell Power. He's not dying from it this time, but yeah, there. Okay, so it's a Hell Power horror. That's pretty funny. Need to stop casting this, in my opinion. So, yeah, so at least we burned a lot of their a lot of their gems as well. That was a good thing. Anyhow, the other provinces were basically undefended, so there you have it. Yeah, this is happening again just after I did this. Very annoying to see. Oh well. And this was a failed assassination from an event. Events aren't interesting. That's not interesting. That's good because Mashaka's kind of our enemy. And I found a site, I think. No, that was a different game I'm thinking of. We empowered our first guy in Astral. Ah yes, so I'm forging a whole bunch of stuff for my Titan. Finally I'm doing it, including Boots of Flying. So he should be able to move from here right on all the way over to here in a move patrol action. In case, assuming they just go straight for this Palisades, which I think they might. My Titan will be able to go there. And he'll have to be careful of this Melkart. Let's check again how much damage this Melkart deals. So he's actually only doing Hell Power as a self buff. He's got 35 armor piercing damage from the Athame. It is armor piercing, isn't it? No, it's just piercing. And these guys have 31 not piercing. So we kind of need 40 protection to block that completely. I'm not going to have that, but I will have a lot of HP and regen. Anyway, the stuff I'm forging is a lead shield, a demon mask, which is the national thing that gives you +4 magic resistance. So that's 2 plus magic resistance items, an amulet of anti-magic from this guy. So that adds up to +12 magic resistance, assuming they all stack, which I think they do. So, and then with Iron Will, that'll bring this guy up to actually 40 magic resistance. And he'll have pretty decent physical resistance from this, from like earth magic. He'll do Iron Skin, Temper Flesh, and Boar Skin, Boar Hide, whatever the one is that gives you +5. And the armor, what will the armor be? Red Dragon Scale Mail. I just ran out of gems in mage turns, running out of nature and death gems. Ring of Regen, Frostbrand, and that describes every slot. Yeah, so Frostbrand, Lead Shield, Demon Mask +4 MR, Red Dragon Scale Mail, Flying Boots, Amulet of Anti-Magic, and Ring of Regen. That's his guy's gear. So he'll probably die actually with that lot if he runs into loads of Melkarts, but most of this army is normal troops, so he should be okay. Yeah, he's bringing more sacred troops, so he might be about to smash me here, but I've left 4 Dione there, and I've left a lot of demons here. For this army, I actually remembered to cast my spells, so I rescripted the death guy with Darkness and Skeletal Legion. So these are both Death Force spells, if I remember correctly. Skeletal Legion, yeah. So normally this would be 100 and 400, which is obviously 500 fatigue, but halving them because you're a level ahead with Death 5 means it's only 250 fatigue. And I don't actually have to worry. I don't have to worry about taking fatigue damage because this guy is just so tanky overall. So I'm going to take this guy down to only have... What? He's not going to cast it that way? What a puss. Okay. I'll give him 1 extra gem to burn on fatigue reduction. But yeah, I'm glad I sent enough extra gems on this guy. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to cast Skeletal Legion in addition to Darkness. And I need Skeletal Legion because of all these archers. I think he might have Flaming Arrows as well, which is pretty bad for me. So maybe I will actually go back. I will actually go back to putting... the problem is with buffing the Koani with Flame Ward is that there's just too many Koani. So, and they're undisciplined, so that spaces them out a bit. So I'm going to just let them die to Flaming Arrows. In fact, I'm going to cast... I'm actually casting End of Weakness, which will give them fire vulnerability. Maybe I won't do that. I'm actually not going to do that. Because giving them a little bit more protection in melee is not worth the trade-off of just dying out of the arse to Flaming Arrows. Some Trolls attack there, which is nice. Zion died to Dominion, and their fort is finally cracked. So Mashaka, looks like Mashaka's going to attack me with both of these forces, but I've got 1, 2, 3 more turns to prepare for them. Where's this guy going? So I'm just going to move him there, and then probably move him back just to mess with Mashaka a bit. I'm not going to reinforce this front anymore, though. I think I should have enough to do whatever I'm going to do here. So over here, I raided this province. It's quite a nice province. You've got the High Magus here, and some good gems from that. You've got the Sage, and here you've got some nature gems. So I'm going to continue raiding. It's unfortunate that I kind of miscommunicated the pact, the NAP to him, because it means I get this free raiding, which feels a bit cheap. Over here I'm turning up with just this army. Like I said before, it's a pretty decent army, so I'm going to go onto his cap with it and see what happens. If this guy keeps on raiding me, I'm going to drop this guy on top of him with cloud trapeze and then just summon some air elementals. And they're full size. They should trample him and stun him, so we should be good. We should be able to stomp this guy pretty easily. And we won't be wearing any gear when we do that, so that'll mean we can have a good chance of picking up his gear, which is good. And that's about it for this turn. I don't think there's anything else to say, except that Roos still has Eyes of God, which is annoying, and has 2 globals. That's why I was less concerned about because he does have 2 globals. Looks like he's beaten back a little bit. Ulm. He's taken back some provinces from Ulm. So maybe I don't need to be too worried about I just said as like a generic thing, and then as the actual in-game name. That sounded retarded. Hello, Grug. Grug, caveman language, check. Well, my dominion's pushing out pretty far, that's nice. And these are pretty good provinces, aren't they? Yeah, nothing more to say about turn 43. See you chaps next time. Hello chaps, it's turn 44, and Roos has joined the war against me in a spectacularly unimpressive manner. So he used 10 air gems to do this. He used probably 5-10 nature gems to do this. And he used probably, well, this was 10 air gems. He actually got this province, so that's okay. And then this died as well. So very unimpressive. I found a nature gem site underwater. Got some blood slaves, nothing significant really. I died to this guy. This is a pretty fully geared, not particularly interesting setup, but he's fully geared. I won't bother showing you the battle or anything, but he's someone to be careful of. Our Kooni army is still advancing. Some of our raids were defeated, but the mages actually managed to run away. This Mu Burn this is quite funny. So I got raided here, and the Mu Burn actually died. So this is the Tibetan, and she has this is a valuable item. It's quite expensive, but she actually caught fire right on the first turn. She caught fire right on the first turn, and then what she did was she cast protection on herself. One of the other mages cast protection, so now when she's on fire with 5 fire vulnerability, it means she's guaranteed to die. And they actually heal her as well, but it's not enough because she's still on fire. So I'm going to take that province back with a counter raid. This army actually retreated. This is the one that was invading me in the northeast, but now they've retreated a bit. These boars, I need to find these boars eventually, but the war is more important. And we got some unimportant messages besides that. So Rusa has attacked me, but not very effectively or powerfully. Hinnom still has big armies. He's got a big army here. He's got a fairly big army here and here. He's got an army here, and he's got some troops here. And he's also got his golden idol. So if you look at this battle, I've got I've got some horde of skeletons. I've got darkness and skeletal legion to protect my Kooni from the enemy archers. I've got these guys, and what I also have is I've got some fire elementals, but I've got these 3 mages scripted on advance and spells. So if I kill everything else, and then there's still this golden idol, what should happen is that these guys are able to advance within range of the golden idol, and then cast Banefire on it. Now, Banefire basically kills anything. If an enemy has 40 protection,
half of that gets ignored because of armor piercing, and it has no MR check. The area decay has an MR check. This damage does not. So even against a 40 protection enemy, which is almost impossible to do, you will still deal 35 plus damage to them on 45 plus range, with not amazing precision though. So that's why they're on advancing spells. They should get pretty close. One spell I'm now worried about. So one way to counter all these Kooni is with like Heat from Hell, and then they all fatigue out and set on fire eventually. Another way would be Earthquake. So both of my enemies can cast both of those spells. So I am pretty worried about those spells. We'll see if they actually cast them though. They might not be skilled enough players to do that, so we shall see. The other thing to talk about is this Basalt King is now sitting around again, so that's kind of funny. I geared up my Pretender God, and after doing this, so what I did is I gave him this, which is +4 magic resistance. I gave him this, which is +4 magic resistance. And I gave him this, which is +4 magic resistance. So he now has 36 magic resistance. And what I realized is that this is total overkill. And so I've made some alternative. Also his resistances aren't amazing. He is going to get +5 from casting elemental resistance as a spell in battle, but this is not amazing. Fire 25, Cold 5, Poison 13, and no lightning. So what I'm doing is I'm forging a Storm Spool, which has 15 resistance. I'm forging a Charcoal Shield, just for the Fire Shield, so that he can cut through chaff and horde of skeletons very quickly. And I'm forging a Shadow Helm. And that's because this helmet is just for magic resistance, it's not an amazing item. Now if this guy turns up to a big battle where I'm casting Darkness, the +4 Darkness power from the Shadow Helm will be pretty useful for him. Another thing I'm forging, I believe, somewhere, well I am now, is this. And actually another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make one of these, because this actually has some shock resistance too. What's this? That's pretty interesting. I might try this item out as well. But I'm going to make this one for now. So I might be able to make a repel build with Darkness power and the Ring of the Warrior and the Spear. And I'm also making a Blue Dragon Scale Mail just in case cold resistance is more important than fire resistance. So that's basically the end of this turn. I'd say Mashaka is getting a really huge force together, but if I can cast Darkness and all the other good spells here, I should be okay. Hinnom kind of seems weak in terms of the number of troops, and in terms of countering these archers with Skeletal Legion. I'm pretty optimistic about that. And also countering them with Darkness to some extent. They'll be less accurate. So I'm kind of feeling optimistic against Hinnom. I don't think his magic use is amazing. Mashaka is a serious enemy, but I'm probably going to have my Pretender God available for use against them. And Roos I think I can mostly ignore for now. That's really the end of my turn. I'm actually attacking Hinnom, and we'll see. His Golden Idol. Hopefully the Kooni do a lot of damage. These guys do a lot of damage, I hope. Do I actually have... I actually don't have Divine Blessing, so this guy needs to be front and center casting Divine Blessing. And so does this guy. Well, he doesn't, not Divine Blessing, just Ordinary Blessing. Need to try and bless them a bit more. But they are on advancing spells, so they should keep on casting Blessing for quite a while. And yeah, I'm kind of optimistic about this attack on Hinnom. And that's really all there is to say for turn 44. See you chaps next time.
Hello chaps. So I've reclaimed these two provinces from Roos. No battles occurred there of significance. So, and Roos doesn't seem to be doing much. Mashaka We've got some sacred lines down here. Maybe they're sending them towards me, maybe they're sending them back from here, I don't know. We'll see what Mashaka does. Anyway, here's my defense force on this fortress. Got a little bit of Banefire, a little bit of Horde of Skeletons, and some Walls of the Earth. And perhaps more importantly, when I press Y to show who else is turning up, I have Darkness, Wailing Winds, and I decided to use my Titan in this battle. Something I noticed about this Titan is that with Berserk actually increases your encumbrance, which is something I'd forgotten about. So I might have to re-gear him in future with a Wraith Sword or a Girdle of Might or that kind of thing. Probably an Amulet of Resilience would be the best bet, actually. That's what I should do, is an amulet of Resilience. I don't actually have the nature gems to do that right now. What am I looking at? These chaps can join the battle. Oh shit, he's not on move patrol. That would have been a shit show. I would have been really annoyed by that. So this army is moving back here, but maybe it should move over here instead, but I don't know. I'll move it onto this army in future. We shall see what will go on here. I think Mashaka is a bigger threat than Hinnom. So with Hinnom, I have a choice with this army. I can either go onto this fortress and one turn crack it and then try and storm it, which might be pretty horrible because we might just run into a whole bunch of archers mowing down the Koani in a choke point. So I think I actually won't do that. I think I will actually go here. Yeah, I'll go here just to catch their counter raiders instead of going here. Maybe this guy should go here. Now they'll probably move out of this fort and raid there. These guys will go here actually. I think. Yeah. Now they'll go here because the son of Ezekiel is very likely to take on this province next. Actually, let's have another look at what the son of Ezekiel is rocking. I might be able to kill him with 3 Banefire casters. So he turned up here and just dabbed on them. So he's very well geared. He has an Athame to regen himself, and a regen ring, and a magic resistance ring, which by the way doesn't work against Banefire. So he summoned Storm Power, which doesn't do anything when you're not in a storm. He summoned Mist. He did Mist Form, which is good against melee stuff. Blessing. What does Blessing do? Still reinvigorate Blood Surge. Ghost Wolves. And then he just wades in and starts ruining people. How did this guy get paralyzed? What's paralyzing him? I'm not sure what's paralyzing him here. Golden Horns? The Golden Horns paralyzed? And then they just rout because they don't have good morale anyway and this guy has fear. Okay, so actually... But he might move all of these troops back here. So I won't... If these troops weren't right next to it, I might move these 3 guys into this province and try to kill the son of Ezekiel that way, but it doesn't really matter. These 2 I moved here in case Roos was planning anything vicious against me. Hey, hang on, they can actually move patrol onto that province from here. Man, roads are something pretty special. I forgot about roads. She should probably be doing Voice of Apsu. I don't know why I haven't been doing Voice of Apsu before. Actually, I shouldn't be repeat casting it, because I've already site searched a lot of provinces with just the manual thing anyway. And we've got some more Koani here. These masks that generate Koani do a pretty good job. They're pretty consistent. He can't reach there in time, so I'll just send them forward to raid, I guess. Gold-wise, I'm still only able to make a Daily, and that's it. This chap has Death 4, and this chap, perhaps more importantly, has... oh wow, he has all of those guys. And he has the Air Random, which allows you to cast Wailing Winds. So he needs to be sent out somewhere. to cast Darkness and Wailing Winds. Also, yeah, I need to remember to. Why do I still not have a Death Mage here? Hang on, I need a level 2 Death Mage to summon Shikome from my capital, and I haven't been doing that, and it's really starting to baffle me how I've still failed to organise myself into getting one there. What am I doing? This general can probably, I guess I'll get him to collect these. He's raiding with those. This guy, yeah, this guy's going to just forge a Skull Staff. I'm fed up of not having an extra one available. This guy, hang on, I just sent someone there, so I'll send him there. Blood hunting, well, it's only 49 unrest, you might be able to get something. He can join the raid, and that's all about there is to say for this turn. Mashaka still has his other force that was here, it's still here. So it looks like he's just attacking me with these guys first, which I'm not too worried about. And I'm bringing in my Titan. Although, wait a minute, my Titan actually can't fight Lion Warriors, because they'll fatigue him out instantly, and then they'll just kill him easily. So, I kind of... Well, that's why he's on hold and attack... That's why he's on casting above script and then attacking rear. So that should be safe enough, actually. I think it's worth it, just to kill some Buddhas with my Titan. But yeah, I shouldn't use my Titan too many times against these guys. Otherwise, they'll set a bunch of Lion Warriors to hold and attack largest, or whatever else. So I think I actually need to use my Titan more against Hinnom. But I'll use him against Mashaka this time. If he dies, that would be a pretty huge blow. The Basalt King is still here. Hinnom's armies are moving around. His capital's under siege, which is huge for me. I might not... I don't know if I should be storming it, though. I might just die. I feel like if I try and storm it, they'll just throw so much shit at my Coney that they'll all die. Like, they're good out in the open field. In a siege, though, they get choke-pointed and just destroyed. And that's about all there is to say for this turn. Not even sure what my research priorities are right now. And that's, yeah, that's turn 45. See you chaps next time.